Is it even worth it to build a personal brand? Today, we're going to discuss the specific benefits that you get by building a personal brand. I'm Christie Bilbrey. After working in a Senate press office, the White House, and corporate, I decided to start my own business and quickly realized that one thing I never learned in those was how to market myself. Thankfully, I discovered brand storytelling and combined that with PR and marketing strategy made it so much easier for me to connect with others, promote my services, and grow my brand. I created the Business That Story Built podcast to help business leaders learn how to do the same. Ready? Let's get started. First, I thought this was really interesting. I was watching a YouTube video the other day from Alex Hormozi, and he was giving a presentation about brands and talking about what is a brand. So let's start there. I thought this was a really interesting definition. He said it's a deliberate pairing of things through outcome. And one of the examples that he gave was Coca-Cola. And he said the outcome that Coca-Cola has for their brand is yum. It tastes yummy. It makes you feel good. And so they pair drinking with Coca-Cola to have the outcome of yum. And that is what they want their brand to represent. Let's talk about, since that's more corporate brand, let's talk about some personal brands. Personal brands that a lot of people know: Oprah, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Taylor Swift, and Gary Vaynerchuk. So what do they represent? What are those personal brands? What are the outcomes that they have for their audience? With Oprah, it's empathy and vulnerability, taking people's stories, helping them open up so that they relate vulnerably to everybody else. That's really what she represents. Elon Musk is known for being a futuristic entrepreneur. He has SpaceX and Tesla, and he invented PayPal. He's done a lot of things that were very futuristic for their time. Gary Vaynerchuk is really known for the hustle culture of entrepreneurism. And Taylor Swift is really known for bringing her audience into her stories and experiences. And Richard Branson is known for being an adventurous, rebellious entrepreneur. So what does that look like when it means personal brand? So their audiences are drawn to the outcome. It could be something they aspire to. It could be something that inspires them. It could be something that makes them feel good, but it is an outcome they are drawn to. And when they think of that outcome personified, they think about that person. So whenever they want to feel that, to be inspired in that way, to experience that, they are going to look for that brand automatically. So what does that give? That gives several benefits. One of those, you can charge premium prices when you have a strong personal brand and people associate you with a specific outcome that is of interest to your audience, your prospects. So you get to charge premium prices. Let's say, just going back to the corporate side, there is a t-shirt company that's Joe Schmo T-shirt company, and there's Nike. Which shirt are you going to expect to pay more for? The Nike shirt. Why? Because it's a premium brand. Even if the other company uses really great materials, you're going to expect to pay more for Nike because of the brand. So when you have that premium brand status, that automatically gives you a leg up to charge more without anything else necessarily changing. What else does that give? That gives you more opportunities because people associate you with the outcome that your brand represents. Other brands, other people, other events are going to be drawn to you and want you to work with them so that it strengthens their brand, so that their brand is perceived the way that yours is, or because they know that will heighten the experience of their audience and help their brand. So without you necessarily having to go out and research and pitch for every opportunity to speak on a stage for, work with other brands, those are going to start to come to you more. What else does it give? People are excited to work with you. So it requires less effort to sell them on your credibility, your trustworthiness, the features and benefits of what you offer, because they already associate what they're looking for with your brand. So it quickens the sales time. And also, it gives loyalty. Again, when people associate you with the outcome that you represent, then if you have another service or a book or an online course or a product, something new that you're offering, you're going to have loyal fans who are lining up and excited to get it for themselves, to share more, and to promote it. So those are a few great benefits of having a personal brand. So when you think about what's required to have a personal brand, you need really good strategy. You need to commit to it. There's a lot of effort, and you can get into these tasks that you're doing to grow your brand. But if you get lost in the weeds and you don't remember exactly, where am I going? What is my goal? And also being clear on the type of brand that you're trying to develop. What do you want people to associate you? What is that word or a few words that you want to evoke in them that would lead them to find you? So when you get clear on that and you're mapping out your plan of how you're going to grow your personal brand, you need to keep those in mind and think about what you're going to get from it, because that's also going to make it, it's just going to make it faster and easier to get there. If you know, okay, I'm looking for these types of opportunities. I want to sell these types of things. What is that audience looking for? Who am I? What's unique and special about me that I think will draw people to me? Those are helpful from the strategy side. So I hope that gives you a really clear idea of some distinct benefits and a little bit more about what a personal brand should do for you. And so if it's not doing that for you, then you may want to go back and look at your strategy, look at the tactics, look at what your audience is really seeking, and make sure that those are all in line so that your efforts do pay off and you do get to reap the rewards of these. There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to benefits of a personal brand, and that's something that I like to call the invisible gap. The invisible gap is basically what you don't see with people who may have been interested in you and then they walked away. And so the invisible gap is, let's say somebody discovers you on a podcast or somebody refers them to you. What are they going to do before they actually reach out? Clients are very savvy today. I mean, the internet gives you everything, right? So chances are pretty high that they are going to Google you. They're going to go to your social media. They're going to see if you're out speaking places. They're going to see what they can find about you online, and they may go to your website as well. And you want to make sure that all of those places, first of all, that you are showing up online and you're showing up the way that you want your brand to be represented, and that is repeated everywhere your brand has a presence. Because otherwise, what somebody talked you up as, or what they assumed you were about when they discovered you on a podcast or at an event or wherever, if that doesn't match the brand that they see online, then they're probably going to skip by you and look at your competitors. Because think about your approach. You probably look around for options. You're going to see, okay, how do I narrow this down based on whatever the outcome is that you're looking for? So you're probably going to do some Google research. You might talk to some people. You might look for podcasts, YouTubes, whatever. And you're going to try to find people who are leaders or experts in that area or something that they embody themselves. And you're going to whittle that down to a few. And then maybe, let's say 2, maybe 3, you have discussions with, or, go to chat, depending on what it is. Sign up for a free trial. You are going to skip someone whose brand doesn't match what you're looking for, or maybe what you thought they represented. That is the invisible gap. So if you think, oh, it doesn't really matter, you don't know, because you don't know what you're missing out on And having a strong brand presence wherever you decide are the right places to show up to grow your audience matters. It matters a lot. So you're going to see when you do take the time to really invest in these efforts and, the time. I know it's a lot and it's extra, but that it goes a long way with drawing people to you now and down the road. And a lot of the places that you're showing up, they have SEO staying power and they're going to help you for years to come. So I want you to keep all this in mind when you're weighing the pros and cons of a personal brand and thinking about those benefits. How important are those to you? Is it worth it? I hope that is helpful. And if you have any questions or you want help growing your personal brand, you can always reach out to me at hello@christiebilbrey.com. Until next time, this is the business that Story built. To succeed in business, your prospects need to know, like, and trust you. To achieve that, you need visibility. Podcasts offer something that other channels don't: attention. More than 80% of listeners listen to the entire episode, and more than 50% consider buying from brands they discover there. Starting your own podcast can bring in a pipeline of leads and strengthen your brand for years to come. To find out if this is right for you, email hello@christiebilbrey.com.